Welcome to Zanzibar, the Maldives of Africa. Zanzibar Island is known as Africa's tropical paradise, offering the world's most beautiful beaches. Here you find miles and miles of white sandy beaches dotted with palm trees surrounded by the clear water of the Indian Ocean. And what most people don't know, it's made up of two main islands, Unguja and Pemba. My accommodations of choice for this trip was Le Mersenne Resort. It's a beachfront property. The rooms were very nice and spacious. The room, as you can see, very spacious, very clean. Options of beds. You got the bed, then you got the day bed, I don't know, night bed, day bed, right? You got ample seating, nice spacious bathroom, bathtub, shower, big shower. Listen. Friendly staff, there was a nice pool, and the breakfast every morning certainly hit the spot. This resort, it really gave me like a Maldives type of vibe because they had like bungalows that also overlooked the water, and just overall, like this resort, it was top notch. I would highly recommend staying here when you're in Zanzibar. Our first bit of adventure on this trip was going to the turtle sanctuary. All right, great morning guys. Another beautiful day in Zanzibar paradise. Currently here, one of the top things that you have to do when you come to Zanzibar. And it is literally going to Baraka National Aquarium to feed the turtles. All right, let me show you. At the Turtle Sanctuary, you get the opportunity to feed and swim with the turtles. This place is a sea turtle conservation project designed to nurturing and rehabilitation of marine turtles. This is a natural lagoon where you really get the opportunity to get one and get close with these turtles. But I'm gonna give you guys a very fair warning. Do not wear green when you're in this lagoon, because I'm not gonna say it was me, but there has been people that have gotten mistaken for the green leafy things that you feed turtles. Because you're wearing green, they may take a bite out of you. So don't wear green trunks, swimsuits, or whatever type of attire. Just my advice. After swimming with the turtles at the sanctuary, it was time to go on a sunset dhow cruise. Now, these dhow boats, there's a lot of history to them. And me personally, I really believe that going on a Zanzibar sunset dhow cruise is one of the best things that you can do when traveling to Zanzibar. The history of these traditional dhows started many centuries ago when the Arabs and Indian merchants began exploring the parts of East Africa for the purpose of trade and religion. At that time, the monsoon winds were used to transport people from different places. In this tour, we had the opportunity to experience how they use these boats like they did back in the day. I truly feel like there's really no better way to experience the beautiful waters of Zanzibar while being able to see the amazing sunset. Guys, and while we're on this boat, I had this bright idea of, hey, why not jump in the water? So I decided to go on the upper deck, and this was my first time leaping off of a boat this high. So I guess I didn't position myself correctly. And when I went to go dive, instead of me like diving like, straight down like this, I actually just did a crazy belly flop. And let me tell you something, my body was in pain. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. So if you're gonna jump off of a dhow boat, just make sure that you do it properly and don't do what I did, or you're gonna be hurled up on the boat for a little minute. And of course, eating some local Zanzibar fruits was definitely one of my favorite parts as well. The next day, we did probably what I believe one of the most coolest and unique things that you can do when in Africa, and it was going to a village and spending time with one of the most famous African tribes there is, which is the Maasai tribe. And what's special about this tribe is that they still stick to most of their traditions, like drinking cow's blood. It was very interesting learning their ways. Their diets traditionally consist of raw meat and milk of their cattle. They create fire from sticks, build their huts from cow dung, and in order for the men to get a wife, they either have to kill a lion or give the woman's father 15 cows. Their tribe is primarily in Kenya and Tanzania, and they have a very popular dance where they jump up and down, and it's called a dumu. But spending time with the Maasai tribe, it truly gave me an experience of how a traditional African tribe lived back in the day, but yet they're still practicing these same ways today. The next day, we went to Prison Island. The name Prison Island originated from the initial planning of establishing a prison, but it was actually used for a brief time in the 1860s as a prison for rebellious slaves. No prison institutions were actually built on the island, but rather it became a quarantine station for yellow fever cases. Also at Prison Island, you get the opportunity to visit the tortoise sanctuary, which is honestly a very cool experience because this sanctuary contains a large colony of giant tortoise imported from the Seychelles in the late 19th century. The average weight of these tortoises is about 440 pounds. Crazy. And many of them are said to be over 150 years old.
Also, the back is more like bumpy.
You can touch the tortoise, you can feed them, and you can take photos. Being here is a really cool and unique experience. After visiting Prison Island, we got back on our boats to visit Nakupenda Sandbank. Nakupenda Sandbank has one of the most incredible beaches in Zanzibar and Africa as a whole. Its spectacular beach spreads across the Indian Ocean shoreline, and you'll experience white sand and clear blue waters. Our guides also prepared us fresh seafood dishes and fruit while enjoying the scenery on the beach. I gotta tell you, when you're in Zanzibar, this is truly something you have to experience. Like, being here makes you feel like you're like in a screensaver or something like that. Like, it's just incredible. The following day, we went on a Safari Blue trip. Now, when I heard Safari Blue, I didn't really understand because I've been on an African safari experience before, but I never been on a Safari Blue experience. So I was truly about to find out. This is a full day tour along Mene Bay, which is one of the best coral reefs in Zanzibar. The main activities in this tour includes visiting the naturally occurring sandbanks, swimming and snorkeling in the crystal clear waters, visiting Kwale Islands with its natural green lagoon. And for my people that are like true like ocean lovers, like, this tour is a dream. We got to witness countless colorful fishes and other sea creatures that survive among the coral reefs. I was in awe with how beautiful everything was, and after experiencing this, I truly understood why they call this Safari Blue. The next day was the last day, and we could not leave Zanzibar and not go to a spice farm because Tanzania's nickname is actually the Spice Island, and it's one of the largest spice producers today. At the spice farm, they taught us all the different spices and fruits that are grown in Zanzibar, and there was a crazy part where a random man climbed to the top of a tree and started singing. To be honest with you, when he first started doing that, I didn't know what was happening. But then later on, I started to realize, like, oh, this is actually a part of the tradition and how they're welcoming us. My favorite part of everything is when they made us lunch. And they use all the ingredients from their farm. I'm talking about from the food, the fruits, the spices, everything. And it tasted so fresh and amazing. We ended off the trip doing a Stone Town tour. Stone Town is the old city and also the heart of Zanzibar. Little has changed in Stone Town over the last 200 years. It is a place of winding alleys, markets, a mosque. This is where I learned the deep history of Zanzibar and how it was home to the largest slave market in the world. It was a little emotional standing on the exact grounds where slaves were traded, and the church altars were built in place of the whipping pole that stood in the slave markets. Stone Town is the main city of Zanzibar, so you'll find rooftop bars, restaurants, all types of markets, and anything that you're really looking for, you're gonna find it here. This is probably one of the most happening areas of Zanzibar, so when you come out here, you have to go to Stone Town. Zanzibar is one of my favorite places in the world. The people are warm, their culture is rich, they welcomed us with open arms. And if you haven't been to Zanzibar yet, I would highly encourage you to book your flight today. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. And also, if you don't want to miss out on any more content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Until next time.